how to install everything. Oh my God. There's a bunch of nice. Okay, here we are for the final show of the year. Are you excited? Are you pumped? Do you have your party hats? You have to have one of these or you can't start the new year. If you don't have a noisemaker and a cardboard paper hat purchased from Party City, which let's take a moment to remember Party City, it is no more. You will not be able to purchase this elite, the craftsmanship that they did at Party City. How much did I pay for this? Oh boy, this was $1.99. Look at this. It says here, what does it say? Happy New Year. It's got a little bit of the polka dots to make it fun. There's nothing says fun like polka dots. So grab your hat. I'm going to give you a minute. Grab a noisemaker because this show is going to go. It's just going to go off the roof. We're going to end the year with a bang. We might even have a bang. I'm not sure. I'm trying to find some explosives to end the show. Fireworks, something like that. Nothing harmful. Everything's safe. We'll get the Grucci brothers in here. Anyway, did you have a Merry Christmas? I hope you did. I hope you got everything you wanted from Santa Claus and you enjoyed it with your friends, family, whoever you spent it with. I was lucky. I got to be with my family, and we had a nice Christmas Eve and a nice Christmas Day. And so that I'll actually brought in a couple of the gifts I got. I wanted to share with you some of my gifts. I had a little bit of a fright. I mean, I go through every show for the year. I'm here for you. Every Monday, I'm here for you, 6:30, rain, shine, no matter what it is, you can count on me. Isn't that a song? Something like that. But I'm always here for you. And I almost wasn't for the last show of the year. I don't even know if this show is. I believe it's broadcasting. I checked. I'll tell you what happened. I get here nice and early. I'm not in the studio tonight. So I get here nice and early, and I'm prepped. I'm like, wow, I'm early. I have everything organized. And I open up the streaming platform, which is what hosts the show. So it's available for you to enjoy and consume, as they say. Lo and behold, I go into my computer, and it's not there. It's not in my Finder. It's not in my application. I'm freaking out. Where is this software? I call our tech support guy. Now, our tech guy, Mike, good luck trying to call tech support or call any support. Call any support. Mike is better than a suicide hotline. I mean, because that was going to be my next call. But this guy picks up all the time. He is tremendous at Governor's Comedy Club. And we were discussing it. And what had happened was my computer's always on. So I shut it down a couple of days ago just to give it a breather, clean it a little bit, and it probably uninstalled the software. So I had to find an older version of that streaming. Me under pressure, I'm telling you, I have a couple of skills. They're not a lot, but I was able to dig down. I went on a site, got reinstalled. I found the old, because the new one wouldn't be compatible with my Mac, so I had to find our original streaming platform. Mike was like, good luck. I found it. And here we go. So, boy, I'll tell you, you just driving along, you don't know what bumps you're going to hit in the road. Anyway, we're here for you. I tell you, if I had to go to each one of your homes and deliver the show, I was going to do that tonight. I was going to get all 3.5 listeners, and I would have started right now. I would have started traveling around doing the show door to door. And in that case, it's good that there's hopefully not too many listeners. But we like all of you. So before we get into Christmas, before we get into the New Year, before we get into everything, and I hope we get some surprise guests. Who knows who's going to show up? Let me see something. I just want to check. Just going to do a little check here and see what... where is my buddy here? Oh, we might even have a surprise guest or two. I'm not... let me send him a little message back. Nice. So we might. Anyway, we have to take a moment to recognize the passing of Jimmy Carter. I have the headline right here. My mom's a big headline collector, so I'm going to give this to her. So you can see there, give you a good shot. Jimmy Carter, 100 years old. That's unbelievable. Just a complete humanitarian in everything he had done. Unfortunately, sometimes he gets recognized as a president that was a president during a tumultuous time in the late 70s with inflation and everything going on, gas lines, and all the rest, the Iranian hostage crisis, but that really is a small snapshot. It doesn't really encapsulate everything that Jimmy Carter had worked for his whole life, a real public servant in the true sense of the word, not like what we see today, which is just horrendous from everywhere. This guy was building homes at 95 years old, hammering away. He developed and founded the Carter Center, which is really about fair elections, civil rights, human rights. He traveled around the world working on building homes, finding cures for disease, having third world countries have clean water, and really devoted his life, did a lot of things. If you get a chance, take a moment, look up Jimmy Carter, read a little bit about him. He was an author. He wrote about 20 plus books. Just a guy from the South. Really an average Joe in the sense of the word. Obviously people know him as the peanut farmer. His father had this giant peanut farm. I'm not a big peanut guy myself. I do like almonds, though. That's probably why I've never risen to the lights of Jimmy Carter and became president of the United States. I'm more of an almond guy. And you never see people that like almonds become president of the United States, let's face it. Anyway, so I just wanted to take a moment and tell you, that's quite a life, a lot of achievements. He won the Nobel Peace Prize. He really made huge efforts in the Middle East, and he really, he did a lot. And if you watch him, he's actually funny. I looked up a couple of interviews he did on David Letterman, and he was giving it back to Dave, the jabs and stuff. Very funny guy, and interesting, very fascinating. So, and I also want to also another actress who just passed away, Linda Lavin. I'm not sure how old Linda Lavin was, but I was shocked too, because now Linda Lavin was the actress who played Alice, the waitress on that great show, Alice. I actually saw her in Tale of the Allergist's Wife on Broadway. It was one of the worst shows. I'll tell you how bad this was. Sometimes I can see a show and get some good sleep, whether it's a movie. I couldn't even sleep through this. It was piercing through my brain. I think it was the only show, I'm sorry, Linda, It was the only show. It wasn't her fault. It was the only show I actually got up and left. I just couldn't even make it to the end. But, you know, she was very funny. She was in movies just recently. She was in The Intern with, not The Intern. Yes, she was in The Intern with Robert De Niro. And she was in she was in a couple of Ben Stiller movies. She was very funny, very good comic timing, very good actress, singer, dancer. So take a moment, look up a little bit of Linda Lavin, and very, very accomplished in the entertainment world. So now we'll try to get back to some cheerier topics. This is a comedy show, but I think I always like to try to recognize people that made enormous impacts. Everybody makes an enormous. I don't like when they say like certain people don't make impacts. If you're walking around, if you're engaging in life, you're making an impact. So there you go. That's my words I'm leaving you with for 2024. You know, it was Christmas Eve, and I'm flicking around the channels. There's all the Christmas movies, and I go to the lower channels. I never go to the lower channels, right? Those old channels you used to have when that was the only channels on a TV. I put on channel 11. I think maybe it was 10, and they're showing the Yule log, and it was I was captivated. I mean, they were playing some music, but you just see a log and fire. It was gorgeous, and the music was pretty good. It was some Christmas music or what have you, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I was really locked in. And then they went to a commercial. Now the old Yule log just shows where we have come. Never had commercials. You just watch that log burn for hours on end. But now they have commercials. But it was really good. And I was upset because I'm watching the Yule log, and I had to run, I had something cooking, and then I came back and I wasn't sure what I had missed. No, I'm just kidding. It was just a log burning. You don't miss anything. That's the great part about watching the Yule log. You don't have to pause it. You don't have to say, well, I want to go get my food and then come back. I don't want to miss any pivotal plot points or characters and say, where did this person... No, it's just burning the log. You go to the bathroom, go to the store, come back, it's still burning all night. The Yule log. So I watched a little bit of the Yule log. It's very soothing, it's very restful, very peaceful. So anyway, I know everybody. I'm still Christmas talk a little bit because last time we had the show, it was right before Christmas. I know we're going to get to New Year's. Everybody's pumped. We're all excited. New Year's is coming, and it's going to be quite a shindig. The weather was gorgeous today. Did you get out for a minute or two? I mean, it was beautiful. It had to be close to 60 degrees, mild, sunny. I always say I could tell the weather by my hands, because my hands, when the temperature dips, gets very dry, and I have to, no matter what cream I put, doesn't matter. So everything, you just feel better in warmer climate. I mean, I do anyway. And the people that in 20 degrees that jog in your shorts or tell me they love the cold wet, then go move to Alaska. I don't need you. Don't tell me, it's invigorating. There's nothing invigorating about losing the feeling in your hands. Nothing. Speaking of nothing, Steve-O! Look at this! What a way to bang out pull up a chair. I wish I had something for you, like a cup of coffee or something. There you go.
You have your Celsius.
I do. I have my
official beverage
of the Steve Square Show, the official non-sponsor. There he is. Look at this guy. Is it still beautiful outside? How's the weather?
It's not bad.
It's still pretty decent, right?
Yes, yeah, right.
Did you get to, I know you're probably working today, did you get to go out at all and feel a little sunshine?
Felt a little.
Yeah. You were working today?
Yes, I was.
How's the coffee business? It's just there.
I need more.
You need more? Have a little more. So you didn't miss much. I was doing a little Jim Carter.
You did a little, Jim.
Yeah, I recognized, I got the hat. Yeah, I said I wouldn't wear the hat unless you showed up. Because then I just felt like it wasn't right.
No.
Then I'm just me. But Steve shows up, and I'll put it on in a minute when we get to it. I was just wanted to show a couple of Christmas gifts I got.
Oh, you got some Christmas gifts.
I got a couple of Christmas gifts. I was talking about a couple of the people that just passed, Jimmy Carter, of course.
That's sad.
That's sad. Oh, he's 100 years old.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
How long do you want him to live?
Right.
I mean, 150, 160.
It'd be nice.
You think?
Yeah.
He was incredible, building houses.
Yes,
in the
he did.
90s. Amazing. And Linda Lavin.
Linda Lavin. I know, that's sad.
That was shocking because do you know how old she was?
She's 87.
She's 87?
Yes, she's 87.
Okay, I knew you would know that.
But she's been working.
That's what I was just saying.
She's got 2 series streaming right now. She
Oh.
was promoting them all last month. This
Wow.
month.
Oh my gosh. What did you know the name of any of
I
them?
forgot the names of them.
Look up Linda Lavin. You'll see a couple of series.
But she's been on TV
I know.
all over. Still, she's doing
That's why I was shocked when I heard it today. Was it today or was it yesterday? Must have been
this morning.
Oh, this morning.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't even hear. I was just mentioning on Christmas Eve. I enjoyed watching the Yule log.
You watched the Yule log on Christmas Eve?
For a while, not a long time. It was late at night, and I needed to and kind of get relaxed, and I put on the Yule log, and I enjoyed a little bit of the log.
I thought maybe you'd be watching your favorite movie.
That's what I was saying. I saw them all. I just wanted to veg out in front of the log. I think they're using a Duraflame this year, if I'm not mistaken. They might have gone to the Duraflame, which again is a proud log sponsor of the Steve Squire Show. So Christmas comes. How was your Christmas?
It was all right. It was quiet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you any notable gifts you would like to mention?
No.
No, I'm going to get you something. Well, what about the dice? I got you a dice.
It's exciting. The dice is probably the highlight of the season, to be perfectly honest.
That's a shame then. Then I feel like you're Bob Cratchit. Not Bob Cratchit, Tiny Tim. I feel like God bless us all, everyone. Well, I want to share a couple. Is that okay if I show something?
Please.
So my niece got me this. This was nice. It's a journal. She knows I'm a writer.
You're a journaler. Journaler.
I'm a journaler. I do like to.
You do like to journal.
I do like to journal.
People love that word now. Yeah, I like to journal.
I like to journal.
Okay.
Instead of write, I like to journal. And if you see here, it's got a great mess. My niece is very big with inspirational quotes like me. We like to have those inspiring, and Jack, of course. Make your dreams come true. And look at and I got a pen with it.
Look at that.
And it's really nice. She knows I like journals. She knows me. My niece knows me. And very nice with the moon.
I know, look at
and so that is going to come in handy. And this they got me, which is a little astrology book, Aries. I've never really been an astrologist as much. I've never really, gone into that voodoo stuff that much. But
take a look at that.
Yeah, sure.
You're an Aries, that's right. Just to let anyone know that,
I'm an Aries.
It's coming up before you know it.
Before you know it. Does it say anything about an Aries? What that you would say, yes, Steve, this is indicative of who Steve is.
Insane.
Perfect.
Insane. That's all it says here.
Insanity?
Insanity.
Uncontrollable insanity. I was just telling them and I don't know if you must have come across this in your times as a radio host and in your time. I get here early and I'm all prepped and the operating software system is gone out of my computer.
It's gone?
Gone. Completely gone. Not in applications, not in Finder. I call Mike and we're discussing it.
Okay.
I call Mike from, our tech guy. And I just said to everybody, Mike is tremendous. I have never called where he doesn't pick up the phone in one ring.
Wow.
And he couldn't help that much because he wasn't in front of the computer, but he said, try to reinstall it. But the new version of OBS is not compatible. So it says can't install. So now sweat starts pouring down my sheet because this is the last show of the year and I haven't missed one. Right. That's exactly what I was. And Steve knows.
I know.
So
it says it right here in the book.
That's who I am. It was really who I was. But what I did was I found an older version of OBS installed it, and it was my version because it had all the old Steve Squared shows in there.
There you go.
And it booted. Did you ever have a moment where it was getting close to the time and something was going on, technical issue?
Absolutely.
You must have had.
Oh God.
Even at NASA?
Oh yeah, all the time.
And do you but you have also, usually you have tech support there, or a board operator or something like a Tony?
There's someone who could help me there usually.
But you never missed a show. It was never that bad where...
Because of technical problems?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we miss shows.
Oh, is that right?
But now, not as much. Because if, let's say the antenna's down, we still do the show because it's on the internet.
It's on the internet.
You know what it says here?
What does it say?
Your forecast for January?
Oh, God, here we go.
Health.
Oh.
The cold, wet weather will wreak havoc on your bones.
That's true.
I know that happens to you. I know you got.
Yeah, I was just speaking about that. There's nothing more that wreaks havoc. There's a lot of things in my life that wreak havoc on me, but nothing more than cold weather on the bones.
And I, be careful when playing sports, as the physical activity may be hard on your joints.
I don't want to be threatened by this. I like good things. Read me something good. That's why it's better to get you know what? Get yourself a fortune cookie. You never get a bad fortune cookie. Did you ever get a bad fortune in a fortune cookie?
No.
Did you ever get something that says doom is upon you?
I have not had that honor. Work and money, whatever. Well, love life, okay. Love life.
Okay.
Singles.
Okay.
This is in January. Several people will show interest in you on dating apps and social media. Oh.
That's generalities. That's not everybody.
You in the social media, we know.
You know, I'm a big social media guy.
But you'll struggle to make time for first dates. Yeah.
That's true.
That's exactly right.
I struggle to make time for everything. I struggle for my own time.
No, I can't.
Wait, let me see this.
No, I'm sorry, I just can't do it.
Let me see. This is all about me? This is all Aries. Each month, I see.
Yes, every month there's a
It says enthusiastic and patient. That describes me to a T.
Oh,
that's my personality.
Oh, yes.
Enthusiastic and patient. You know I'm very patient.
Oh, God, yes.
Everybody knows my patience is of a saint. Absolutely. That's right on the money. It says Mars will have an influence on me. Bold and daring. I think that's me. Straightforward and candid. I tell it like it is. Not really. Hot-tempered and impulsive. So how it's saying I'm enthusiastic and patient, yet hot-tempered and impulsive? The only person I know like that is Ricardo Montalban.
Oh, maybe.
Competitive and independent.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yes.
I'm competitive and independent.
There you go, Coach.
Firecracker and a go-getter.
Yeah.
You've called me a firecracker sometimes.
You're a little firecracker.
You're a firecracker. It says ambitious, headstrong, trailblazer, energetic, self-starter, never second best. Okay. So it's pretty good. So I got that. Oh, and then my sister got me this book, and now you're part of this.
I am?
I'll tell you why. Podcast to broadcast. This tells us how to succeed in what we're doing. Monetize it. Really make some moolah out of this. Out of our talent, our unique skill set. Because let's face it, we're underpaid here.
Yeah. How much do you?
Well, I don't like to discuss my contract with governors, but I don't talk what me and Steve have worked out.
There's things, that just don't.
It's a lot of.
What do you do anyway?
There's a lot of
what's this about?
What do you guys? There's a lot of red tape in the bush right now. I can't.
What's the show about?
It's a show. What do you do? You both do it? You do it together.
You're funny. Okay.
All right. And this is at what time? All right. No problem. So this is a really cool book.
Podcast to broadcast.
I like that. My sister, she always knows. She gets me those. She's big, obviously teacher, librarian, and same with my niece. So they know the books, and this is going to help. I'm going to dive into this. I was actually reading it a little bit and looking it over, and it talks about a lot of big successful podcast shows. Do you have a favorite, like one you really like to watch or listen to when you're doing cardio? Or
I got a few of them. There's one guy who's great. His name's Mark Malakoff.
Mm-hmm.
and he did this whole podcast on Johnny Carson,
Okay.
on the Carson Show. Everything, he did such an amazing job. He did for about maybe 6 years or so, and he talked to people who worked on the show for like years. Like he'd go back to like New York all the way up to the end of the run. Guests on the show, some of them famous, some of them, one of these normal people that just came on the show.
So it comes on his show.
Yeah,
Oh, so
came on his podcast.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
And he just had some great guests, right? Some Carson writers and whatever. But he does just a general late night podcast now that has all to do with just late night television. So he has people connected with all the talk shows, with Kimmel and Fallon and Stephen Colbert and Saturday Night Live also. So a lot of SNL writers, a lot of stories.
That's cool.
It's really good.
Now I know you're excited. The SNL special is coming
up. I think in February.
January. Oh,
Is it
February.
January?
No, you're right. February. Then I was
Yeah.
wondering why they were promoting it so early, but I guess
Well,
it's what they do now.
Well, it's the end of the year,
It's the end of the
first
year,
thing, and
right.
people are home watching television. Probably more so now than
Oh, yeah.
Not that people watch much TV anymore, but now that people are all stuck together in a living room and the TV is on,
Well,
they promote it.
that's what's happening. I used to listen to a lot of the NPR podcasts.
Mhm.
They had a lot of shows and things like that, or on topics or comedy ones. I used to enjoy those. I would listen to it when I worked out. I stopped doing that. But yeah, I did. And finally, again, another book. My nephew, but this was from my nephew and his wife. This is a great book. It's called Did You Know Baseball? And it's a Yankee trivia book. So they know me, and it's like kind of cartoonish. I love the pop art of it. It's a very cool book. And it's just a nice little trivia book. Let me see if I have a... I'll give you a hard one. Let me see something you would know.
Drink my thinking iced coffee.
Drink your thinking.
Iced coffee, as you.
But I once... let's see something. It's hard to find. Okay. From 1903 all the way to 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much the span, maybe not including this last year.
Mm-hmm.
How many overall wins did the New York Yankees have? What would you guess?
From
1903
1903
to 2022.
2022.
So almost the whole, except for this past year.
I would say, I don't know, 30,000 wins.
No, 10,602.
No, that's not right. It's the New York Yankees.
Well, that's the most.
It's the New York Yankees. Of course,
Nobody
it's the
has
most.
30,000. 30,000.
It's-
All right, let me give you one more. Who was the oldest? He became the oldest player to hit a postseason walk-off home run, and he did it for the Yanks. But he became the oldest, and he did it as a Yankee. And he did it at the age of 40 years old. Became the oldest player to hit a walk-off postseason home run. He did it as a Yankee, and I'll give you a hint. The year was 2012.
Would it be Ricky
Ricky who?
Henderson.
No, he didn't play for the Yankees in 2012.
Okay, you're right. He was retired.
I would hope so. He was probably like in his
40
50s.
years old. 2000. What year was
12.
it? 2012. 40. Oh my goodness.
It's a tough one.
Yeah,
It's very hard to
really.
get. I'll give you the first name. Or do you want the last name? No, I'll give you the first name.
Okay.
Raul.
God, how could I not get this?
He was a Philly.
Mondesi?
And he was a Royal. Actually, he was more famous as a Kansas City Royal. That's where he became. He was really a Raul Ibanez.
Oh, yes.
You know Raul Ibanez.
Of course.
So yeah, he became the oldest player. But it's very good. It's a fun book, and so I really got some nice gifts, and plus clothes. Nice Puma hoodie. Got a Puma hoodie.
Oh.
I should have wore that tonight. Oh, the Puma hoodie. I
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like the old
Yeah.
And New Year's Eve.
Exactly.
Oh, I had that itch.
Yeah,
that itch never goes away.
I bet.
The clock's ticking. I'm like, should Steve call Joe? Should we still have time to make plans?
You know, New Year's Eve has a whole meaning to me now, a different meaning ever since that one New Year's Eve we all spent together. And it was very surreal.
I still remember it.
Because do you remember what it was? Because we went there, of course, you know, you were expecting to hear all this loud, banging house music, but it just started like we were there like an hour before, and they were just playing traditional
beautiful
Christmas carols.
Music.
And remember how good you felt, the good vibe and the feeling.
Clean.
Our friend Shannon, she was dancing, and it was just a very warm
very
feeling.
Christmas, and it still was empty. The place was still kind of quiet.
Then all of a sudden, boom!
Like a sledgehammer, and
And,
all went awry.
2 minutes after 12, we left.
Did we make it to 12?
Just a little after 12.
I thought we did. I thought it was before. It did make it to 12.
We had to.
Yes, we were asked. So.
We had to take some. No, well, someone was asked.
Yes,
to,
well,
so
all of us.
It wasn't us.
No, it was not. But
it wasn't me.
It wasn't me, Shaggy.
Exactly.
It wasn't me, Shaggy. Yes. Oh, this is what I wanted. This I thought you would like, Steve. This is going to be good. There it is. It's over here. This you'll really like.
Oh, I
That's why I'm
love all
glad
these beautiful
No,
articles.
This is good. Did you hear about this guy? I know you know the story. The guy, the guy, the actor from the Bill Cosby Show. He played the boyfriend.
Yeah,
Jeffrey Owens.
Jeffrey Owens.
And then the whole story.
He was working at Trader Joe's in New Jersey.
Right, and he was trying to make ends meet. You know, he couldn't.
Right.
And he still says he's a working actor. He's still working in some stuff.
But, you know, he wasn't, you know, he was a real working actor, not getting
nothing.
Not getting work, but he was working at Trader Joe's.
Right, he was a working actor. And then he stopped for a while because the story came out, so it was a little uncomfortable. Nicki Minaj sent him $25,000.
Oh my goodness.
Which he could have sent more. But let's be honest. But he gave it to charity. He said he didn't want that.
I didn't read that, but the other day my mom had Cosby on. We were watching. You know, I was just thinking about him because he was on.
And he was good in those shows. Like, he was very funny, I thought.
Look, they were, you know.
It's hard. I know.
You know,
the business is hard.
Cosby was a great show, and if you can look beyond, the man. The show was great, and the actors were all great. The kids were great in it.
Yeah, well, they made the show. You know, they were the centerpiece. But he was great, and it's too bad that he says he's still working at the grocery. Then he went back to it, so he's now at Trader Joe's.
He's back at Trader Joe's.
He's back at Trader. He needed to go back. It's terrible.
But I mean, Steve,
Trader Joe's.
you know that as well as I. That's not an uncommon story. You know.
It's not an uncommon story.
You know.
No, it's. I mean, you see. That's why I feel like it's so easy because all we watch are famous people, the Taylor Swifts and the Selena Gomez, and they all have billions of dollars, and that's all we see. But we don't see the people going on auditions, trying to get a line, trying to get their SAG card, trying to get on anything.
I mean, I'll tell you, when I lived in California, the Costco near me, I would go there, and it was kind of cool because they have they just like all the other Costcos, they have the little snack bar there where they have the hot dogs and the pizzas, but because it's warmer out there, it's outdoors.
Right.
And so the counter is outdoors and the bench is out there. So I would go to this particular Costco, and there has never been a time when I had not seen working actors that you see, of course not celebrities, not superstars, but people that you see on television.
Yeah.
And you say, there's that guy from ER. And he's a regular character.
Right.
And there he is.
Because
the working actor eating a hot dog.
Yeah, it feels weird.
Because you're not getting paid the money that
you go from job to job, and I've been in those rooms, and I've recognized people, and I've been on auditions with people that have you've been like, well, they've been on, and you're sitting there going, why are they here? And it's a line, or it's something, and you're sitting on folding chairs like this, and everybody's practicing the stupid line. The part's probably given already anyway.
Right.
It's more of a waste of time. I've done on millions of those. But I'll do this when I'm casting for dumbbells. You see, this guy's getting a part.
I was
He's
in my
perfect.
mind because I was about to say, are you going to talk to him again? Are you going to write a part for him?
That's what I was thinking. You're right on it. He would be great. I'll get him as like maybe the because he's probably older now. He would be like the not the he could be. That's possible. That actually is possible. I was thinking more like the maintenance guy.
Okay.
But you're right. He could be more because he had a calmness about.
I think he's got a gravitas about himself
with the sarcastic quietness. Yes. I think you're right. This is all putting feng shui together. This is why I'm Aries. And you're what's your Aries? You're Capricorn.
I'm Scorpio.
Scorpio. Ooh. Whoa.
Well,
Scorpio is like a poison. You're poisonous.
You're dead. You're dead to me.
You're dead to me. What do you always say? I'm vinegar. I'm a little bit.
No. It's the line from a great movie with Burt Lancaster and Tony Curtis called "The Sweet Smell of Success."
Yes.
And Tony said something really obnoxious to something real, and Burt Lancaster says to him, "Ooh, I wouldn't want to take a bite. I wouldn't want to take a bite out of you. You're a cookie full of arsenic."
You're a cookie full of arsenic. I love that. That's one of my favorite lines.
That's great.
Did you see the front page? I love this. This front page was fantastic to end the football season. People were calling up. I was listening on a show and reading. The Jets have the nerve, and the Giants too. The Giants almost lost every game at home this year. They won the final one stupidly, puts and dropped them in the draft.
Well,
but whatever, it doesn't matter. But anyway, the two teams have the two of the worst records. They're number 2 and 3 in the last 10 years in the NFL.
Right.
And they have the nerve to send people bills for $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 to renew their before the season even ended. They're in the mail.
Yeah.
The nerve. And they said that some of these games, the people were talking, they saw it on sites, tickets were for $1. They couldn't, like a single dollar to these games. That really the only fans coming are from out of the other fans, the other team's fans. Right. If it's close by or if it's...
What better? Have a vacation in New York and wow, you could get the cheapest seats and,
Yeah, that's where they're selling them to. And that miffs the owners. They have some nerve. Like blaming fans for doing that. Like, come on, put a product on the field.
Well, that's look. I mean, I'm a Mets fan, so I've gone to games. And I know it's not going to be. But you know what?
But I think
there's nothing as dismal
that's what I mean.
That, and I don't think any team in New York, even the Knicks at their worst and the Mets at their worst, nothing is as bad as these two teams.
This is bad, and this is for a long time. Even when. If you were having bad, it wasn't for this stretch of time. This is a long stretch to not even have anything. It's terrible. And plus, when you go to a baseball game, you still enjoy baseball, right? Even if the team, right? And it's not far for you to get to. Look what you have to invest to go to a football game.
Let me tell you something.
Come on.
You got
to go to Jersey.
I went to a Jet game. Because someone I knew had tickets, and he says, "You want to go? It's a Monday night game in December, and they're horrible. Pick any December." Yeah, that's the Jets. So yeah, sure. And I had never gone to MetLife, so yeah, it is like such coming from Long Island, and for this Jets, Jets, they still are primarily a Long Island strong base,
right.
And they play in New Jersey, and it's just even more of a kick in the.
It's what I'm saying. How dare they? Two teams, they don't even play in New York, and they're horrible. And then they're trying to be mad at their fans for not support.
No, we'll support We'll support the only New York team, and that's the Bills.
Do that?
Yeah, that's probably what we should do. Show these two teams that didn't want to I don't know what they wanted. They wanted free things, well, maybe not the Maras as much as Woody. I just don't understand, and let me tell you something else. That MetLife Stadium...
I've never been. I've never seen a football game.
I've only been to 2 football games. And one was in the pouring rain.
Ugh.
It was so funny. I went with my friend Rob. We went. It's pouring rain. It's like October, so it's not cold,
Right.
but it's raining.
Well, that's miserable.
And of course it's against the Patriots. So you know how that ended.
Getting hammered.
And my jeans are soaking wet, and I mean literally. And of course, the minute we took the bus back to Port Authority, the sun was out, and literally we walked for like 6 or 7 hours around the city until our jeans got dried up because it was like terrible.
It's too hard. I haven't done it, but to invest.
Football's it is a huge investment.
You're talking about it all day. You're giving your whole day.
I'll tell you,
especially if it's a night game.
And I went to MetLife last year, not for football, but for the hockky, for the Winter Classic.
The Winter Classic.
And I wore leggings. I got those like Under Armour.
Yes.
Long underpants, the leggings. And it was 20 degrees out, and it was horrible. I literally, for the third period, I basically stayed downstairs. I had to go. They have warming rooms there, So I literally hung out in the warming room because it was just like, I thought I had hypothermia. It was really bad.
It's terrible.
I don't know how anyone could sit in that weather. It's just like,
it's terrible.
And when it's dangerously cold, no thank you.
So I was looking at this, the Mariah Carey thing, and she self-proclaims her the Queen of Christmas.
Oh yes, please.
She's the Queen of Christmas and the Queen of Long Island. Let's be honest.
No, maybe not.
She loves herself. She loves herself some Mariah Carey. But for me, and my mom loves the Christmas song that Mariah Carey does. The
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
She loves that. I have it. I think it's on her phone. So she's a big Mariah Carey fan. But I turned my mom into, because my vote for Queen of Christmas is Darlene Love. I'm a big Darlene Love fan.
She really should be the Queen of Christmas.
I'm a big Darlene Love fan, so I introduced my mom to Darlene Love, and I said, look, this is someone that, you talk about paying your dues, and the story
talk about wow. And you think with a voice like that, here we go, going back to the actors. She wasn't making a living for years.
Nothing.
In the late 60s and the 70s, she
had to clean houses.
She had to clean houses.
She was working as a
Darlene Love.
And this is someone that, he's a rebel. All the big songs of the 60s. I mean, she was a kid. Right. Phil Spector got all the money.
Of course he did.
And she said, they were like, and they same like you're saying, well, with that, how could you not? And she goes, nobody knew who I was. None of us, our names weren't on the label. Right. It was Phil Spector and the Ronettes or the Crystals or the Shangri-La. No, they didn't know who any of us were. And so for us to try to get a solo career was impossible. It was hard. And she backed up everybody.
Right.
And, but she almost, and from the documentary they did, 20 Feet from Stardom, did you ever watch that?
Yeah.
About all the backups?
Yeah.
That and the Letterman putting her on every Christmas got her out there in the world, and so she's almost famous for not being famous in a way.
Right.
Like she, but she's, Bruce, she just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yep. She's backed up with Bruce.
He's a big fan of hers. He's really helped to lobby to get her in.
And she ends up even acting.
Yeah, she was
Danny Glover's wife in Lethal Weapon.
But that's the funny thing. People are like, they don't know what a singer and her whole back. They're like, isn't she Darlene Love? She's Danny Glover's wife. And she was good at it. Yeah, I thought she was good. It was a small part, but she's very talented.
But that's what performers have to deal with.
But that's it in a nutshell. And she said, I had a nice car and some nice coats. And people thought I was, and she goes, I had nothing. I had to go work as a maid. I had no money, and it was hard. I had 2 kids. That's the business is very hard. Speaking of the business, let me give you the business. Rock or disco? What's your flavor? They did a big thing here. Remember the big rock versus disco?
Oh, of course.
What was your, when they say disco, that's Bee Gees. What are they really?
I'm talking about growing up in the 70s. It was just like there was a whole big thing. And it depended on where you lived also.
Yes.
So here on Long Island, rock was king. And if you liked disco, you were,
So Long Island, disco wasn't.
If you were disco, they they beat the crap out of you.
Wow.
But you take the train to Brooklyn, I'd go see my cousins. It was a whole different
It's
world.
all the clubs.
Disco was it was like the 70s. You know what I mean? The boom boxes. I just remember boom boxes in Bensonhurst,
but
blasting Knock on Wood.
But then they have the clubs like
they
did in John Travolta's movies,
that was the Odyssey.
Those kind of clubs, disco clubs for dancing and
they did.
Obviously,
they had disco clubs out here too, you know. But I mean, it's for adults, but for young people, and rock was if you like disco, you were ostracized.
Now here's the showdown. The showdown is this weekend. In Westbury. They're doing. Well, this is interesting. Yellow Brick Joel.
Yes.
That's at the Westbury Music Fair. $29 to $75, but that's a pretty good price. So who's playing this? Who's Yellow Brick?
Two guys. One guy does a Billy Joel. One guy does an Elton John. They recreate
that
one of the concerts that they did when they used to tour.
Okay.
Which I saw them at Giant Stadium. That was a great show.
Wow. Well, see, that's worth going to. You know what you're getting.
Yep.
You don't know what you know what you're getting also when you go to a Giants game. So that's this coming Friday. Saturday is the Long Island Disco Fever. Long Island Disco Fever 2024 performing the New York Bee Gees.
Yes, the world famous New York Bee Gees.
Stay alive. I don't know. I might be at the. I think we should go to the Long Island Disco. I know you. You're at that Yellow Brick Joel.
No, I really am not. There's only so many tribute bands.
I know all these bands. There's just so much now. And that's what I was talking about. Do you know the top 10 movies of this year? I think all of them were sequels.
Yeah.
Not one original movie.
Right.
And these tribute bands, there's nobody creating anything anymore. Let's just replicate Billy Joel, Elton John. Let's make Dune 7, Sonic the Hedgehog 5. Like they're pounding Jim Carrey to do Grinch 2. Just do something.
Well, Jim Carrey retired.
Well, so he said.
And then he just until he did Sonic 3. And they asked him why, and he said, he liked doing it, but he said the real reason was I needed the money.
How could he need the money?
Well, if you live on a certain level, and you're used to that level, you want to keep that.
I always find it's or not embarrassing, but it's weird when those people say, "Well, I did it for the paycheck, the cash." What money could he need?
But maybe there's things he wants to do that he can't do with the money. He needed the money for something.
He was making $20 million a picture.
Right.
At his height. He was making enormous money.
But once again, Steve, when you're making that much money, you're spending it, and you're living on a certain level, and you want to stay on the level that you're used to living on. So, I mean, right or wrong, you're going to wind down. What, do you want to move back to Levittown? No, I want to stay in my mansion. Stay on my Central Park penthouse.
That's what I want to say.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of which, I was this close to the $1.2 billion.
Really?
Right there.
Really?
Well, I never bought a ticket. That's why I was.
You were that close.
I was that close. So this is what I was thinking. I'll put it in perspective. So New Year's Eve's coming. Let me get my hat. Let me put on the hat to tell this story.
Funny man Stevie K's rocking New Year's Eve.
I'm rocking in the New Year's.
I
don't like this hat. This is whatever.
It has ways.
It's annoying, and it's from Party City, which is a bit sad. It's the last thing I have.
Did you go to Party City?
Well, no. I got this years ago.
Oh, I thought maybe you do one final.
I can't. It's too emotional. I can't walk in there.
It's emotional every time you go to Party City because you get mad for some reason.
That's true. It's more. My emotion is more. Wait, let me look it up in the book. I'll tell you what my emotion is: angered and vulnerable. Everybody tomorrow night will be, or whatever people they pay to do it, to try to look like it's a big crowd. That's at this New Year's Eve gala, if you will.
What? You think they're paying people to stand out there? Okay.
I'm jesting, but
They should. I mean,
they should.
I don't understand why anyone would ever. I was like,
well, but let's be honest. They're more tourists. They're all people that come in. But anyway,
look, I mean, there are things.
That's-
Thanksgiving isn't bad. You could go through stay there at the parade. It's great, but this New Year's Eve thing is so overdone.
why they do this and why?
And it's over in an instant.
Right.
Well, 2 minutes after 12, everybody's everyone's got. Okay, let's go.
So
because you've been standing there and you're wearing Depends for 6 hours.
You can't go to the bathroom. They have you cattled in like herds. What is so happy to be happy about? There's blowing noise. Have you ever been that happy in your life?
Not in inclement weather.
No.
In the middle of.
What are they so excited about? What could be that happy from 11:59 to 12? What changes? Nothing's going to change. They're not going to the gym. They're not going to stop smoking. If anything, they'll increase their smoking and vaping. The resolution will be gone by the 3rd.
I feel you need to conjure Jack up.
Let me tell you something with these resolutions. I'm going to look you straight in the eye right now.
Straight in the eye.
Straight into the camera. Start, if you want to do something healthy and fitness, don't wait till the 1st. Do it now. Because this is how people rationalize. They say, well, I'll start, I'm not going to start on the 1st, that's New Year's. I'll start on the 2nd. No. Health doesn't take a holiday, my friends. It doesn't know from the 1st or the 31st. It's true. I want to wish my nephew well wishes. He had shoulder surgery this morning on his labrum.
Oh no!
But
is he going to be all right for spring training?
We're going to get him there. He's actually. I spoke with him afterwards. He's doing well.
Jared, right?
Jared.
Yep.
Who designed dumbbells? Jared is the designer of dumbbells. If you see here, there you go.
That's probably how he messed up his. Probably
don't even say that
on the computer.
I hope
you feel guilty, don't you?
Well, he's a big workout guy, so he had heard it working out, but we want to get him back going. So it went well, and but it's going to be a little bit of a recovery. It's tough. It's a long road.
I think so.
But he's young. He'll be fine. He's strong. He'll be good.
Look, as long as he's ready for opening day, we're good.
I think I'm going to get him ready.
You know, you don't. Before you go on any further, you were talking about the Queen of Christmas. You know, last year, the Queen of Christmas was dethroned. You know.
Yes, that's right.
Do you remember who it was?
No.
Take a look. I'll give you a hint. You got some papers there with her picture on it.
Oh, I didn't see.
When her song, which was 60 years old, made it to the #1 song last Christmas.
Oh.
Little Brenda Lee.
Oh, Brenda Lee.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh, there she is.
There she is.
Brenda Lee. Brenda Lee, the great Brenda Lee.
I figured you wanted to cover that since I saw that. I was going to try to connect it, but
you do connect.
We strayed.
This I heard, and this is. Tell me if this I felt bad. They said you know you're old, and this always is never a good sign. You know you're old if you remember these stories. Circuit City.
Check.
Sam Goody.
Check.
Toys R Us. But
Check.
who doesn't remember Toys R Us? Has Toys R Us been gone that long?
Not only do I remember Toys R Us, I remember Toys R Us before it was called Toys R Us. It was called the Children's Bargain Town.
Wow. Never heard of that. Rave Clothing?
What's it called?
Rave Clothing.
Oh, that was a store in the mall. I think I might have seen it.
Payless Shoes, of course.
Still around, though.
Are they?
I think so.
KB Toys.
Right.
Blockbuster, of course.
Of course.
And Hollywood Video.
Of course.
Sears.
Yeah.
What was it?
Well.
Radio Shack. There's no more Radio Shacks?
Gone.
A long time or?
A few years now, yeah.
Okay. Sports Authority.
Yep.
But I feel like they've not been gone that long. All right. And Modell's.
Now, if they really want to go, date me, Herman's World of Sporting Goods.
Oh, Herman's.
Yes.
That's right. I remember her. I was a kid, but I remember Herman's. Well, I think, that's a short list. There's obviously an extensive, Beefsteak Charlie's. but let me give you. Let's get to the crux. We got a couple minutes. This is what I really wanted you for. This is a nostalgia. Remember when quiz? How much do you know about Long Island? Or let's see what you got. Ready, Steve? Look, they got a look at that. That's a great movie, right?
Okay.
That's what Long Island Theater is that? What it says the scene at a Long Island drive-in during Apathon, 1973.
I'm trying to see if I know what it looks like.
That's not the Kopek Theater, right?
No, I'm trying.
Oh,
I'm trying to see what that.
maybe the Raceway.
No, the Raceway didn't have a drive-in. Could be. Valley, maybe Valley Stream.
It says this drive-in theater was the last on Long Island to close.
Probably Valley Stream, or was it maybe Westbury?
I thought Westbury was the last.
Okay, so that might be Westbury.
Okay, I'll just show people what I'm just looking at real quick. So that was the great Roddy McDowell, or I don't know if that was Roddy McDowell, but Planet of the Apes.
Do you want to quiz?
Yeah, I'm going to give you a couple of questions. What was Eisenhower Park's original name? Do you want the choices, or do you know it right off the bat?
I know it off the bat.
Go ahead.
Salisbury Park.
You are correct, sir. I knew Steve would blow through these. Steve's going to do better on here than he did on his SATs. Who was the first rock act to play at Nassau Coliseum April 29th, 1972? Do you want the choices, or do you think you know?
I think I know, but give me the choices.
A, Three Dog Night. I've never understood a thing of words.
No, what?
That's not Three Dog Night?
Oh,
but a hell
Joy Word, yeah, Joy Word.
I know what I'm talking about. Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Elton John.
Okay.
Goodbye. And Black Sabbath.
I'm going to say Three Dog Night.
What are the answers? You said who?
I'm going to say Three Dog Night.
Now, number two, you're saying
was Led Zeppelin.
You're right.
It was Three Dog Night.
Three Dog Night, you're right.
Wow.
Very good, sir. Peter Frampton recorded parts of Frampton Comes Alive at which island venue?
It used to be known as the Long Island Arena, also known as the Comac Arena.
Okay, so you're saying D. Steve is going with D. He is correct. Boy, Steve is good. Oh. I want to give him a good one. Okay, where was the last drive-in theater to close on Long Island? So here's your answer. The one we were just looking at. What was the last? Was it Huntington, Shirley, don't call me Shirley, Valley Stream, or Westbury?
I'm going to say, I don't know, it's either Westbury or Valley Stream. I'm not going to, I think it's one of those.
Want to phone a friend? Want to go 50-50? It's Westbury.
All right. Which is, by the way, right next to the Westbury Music Fair.
And when did... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was the legendary radio station, WLIR, this is right in Steve's wheelhouse, what was their slogan?
Dare to be different.
Correct. Steve's going to move on to the $25,000 question. What was the toll when the Southern State Parkway had a toll?
Yes, it did.
Oh, my God.
Right by the border into Queens.
How much was this toll?
When they first had it?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, well, did they give a year? What year this? Oh, is there a nickel on there as a choice?
10 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents, or this is a trick question.
I'm going to say 10 cents. Because I know there was a toll.
You were correct. 10 cents.
I had an aunt who was a crazy driver, and she would drive through those things. She would toss a coin in and just drive through it before the thing goes up. And I said, Aunt Alice, what did you just do? It said, all those things never work.
Oh my God! Here we go. Eddie Murphy, a young Eddie Murphy, got his start playing Long Island comedy clubs as a member of the Identical Triplets. Who were the other two island comedians in the group?
Okay, give me choices.
Bob Nelson, Jackie Martling, Joey Cola, and Rob Bartlett. So it's two. Who were the other two?
I'm going to say Greg Nelson and...
Well, there's no... Jeff, that's Bob Nelson.
It's Bob Nelson, thank you. And Rob Bartlett.
wasn't Jeff Nelson? Well, he was a pitcher for the Yanks, but I was thinking of the who was the one that was on I Dream of Jeannie that played Major Healy.
Major Nelson.
Major Nelson. See, that's how much I know. So 15, you're saying A and D.
I'll take a guess. Yeah.
A and D. Wow. Fill in the blank. Don't cook tonight.
Chicken Delight. Call Chicken Delight.
There you go.
That's right.
Crazy Eddie. His blank, blank, blank.
His prices are insane.
This is great.
Look at this. This is a fun quiz.
I told you would love this. Oh, boy. Before the renovations, what structure was in the middle of the Roosevelt Field food court? A statue of Theodore Roosevelt, a giant hot dog, which both can be mistaken for the same, a blimp, or a replica of Charles Lindbergh.
A blimp.
A blimp?
Yes.
That's what they had?
Yes.
You're right. You've spent a lot of time in that food court.
It was there.
I'm going to give you the last one. What was the name of the used record shop in Hicksville that used to be a fast food restaurant?
Titus Oaks.
Wow. This guy's unbelievable. I knew Steve. We needed Steve for this segment of the show. That's someone that knows Long Island history. Whoever gives out keys to Long Island, you should get one. And by the way, if you don't know where to spend New Year's Eve, try Salpino's for a beautiful $239. You get yourself a cup. This is great. $239. You get a cocktail antipasto, choice of pasta, baked ziti, maybe a little spicy vodka bolognese. That's meat sauce to you and me.
But what else is there?
You get a dessert, 2 pounds of Italian cookies. Now this, by the way, feeds 10 to 15 people if you have that many friends coming.
But does Cher come and perform for you?
That's Sergio. This is Salpino's.
Cyndi Lauper then?
Now, my sister had this on Christmas Day. She had food from Caramia.
Caramia, yeah, where is that?
On Montauk Highway, Merrick Road. In Seaford. Very good. Very, very good. Their grilled chicken was outstanding. I have to give them a shout out. Very good job with the grilled chicken. Do you have a New Year's resolution? You don't like that. You don't need resolutions. That you're not resolute. It's a waste of time.
New Year's resolutions never work.
They never work. And I wanted to say the Christmas tree. If you have a Christmas tree, call up your town. They'll recycle it. They'll use it as mulch or pulp.
Do you know what they do?
In your orange
Do you know what
juice.
they do with the trees in Chicago? They are, I guess they bring in goats.
Yes.
To eat
The trees. Yes.
thing.
I saw that. Actually,
Yeah.
I thought I saw a picture of that. I don't know where it is. Is that it? Here it is. Here's the picture of the tree. This is what Steve was talking about. There's goats eating the tree.
That's a treat for them.
That's a
The
treat.
pine tree.
You know, I would do that here if I could find some goats. You don't see a lot of goats running around Long Island.
around town.
So rock disco, you're going to be at the rock. You'll be doing. So what do you have a New Year's Eve plan going on, or are you just quiet?
Working till 9 o'clock and I'm going to bed, man.
Are you going to watch? Now you said there's a Honeymooners marathon.
We got
or
Odd Couple. We got Odd Couple. We got Honeymooners on. There's probably
Good.
The Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone.
Sci-Fi also.
Now they were doing a year in review on Newsday of pictures and things, and look who made it. Our friend Bob Spiata, the guy that I want to have on the show.
Sure.
This guy that does the characters, he's been asking me. I feel bad. He keeps calling me. He wants to get on the show. It says here, it says Bob Spiata performed a one-man show as P.T. Barnum at the Bethpage Public Library.
Oh, wow.
He's also done Michelangelo. I don't know how you portray Michelangelo.
And Danny Kaye.
I don't know. Well, now Danny Kaye has a connection to me. You know, he's
Kaminsky.
He's a relative of ours.
Yes.
He just changed his name. He didn't want any association with my
So
family.
So is Mel Brooks is a Kaminsky.
That's a Kaminsky too. Boy, you think I would have been there with them. We talked about, so we're loving Darlene Love. We're going to give love to Love because she's Love.
Absolutely.
She deserves it. Mariah's got enough. Doesn't she have enough? She needs to be label herself the Queen of Christmas too.
She looks like she's on another planet anyway.
That is true. Oh, here's the movie list. Who won? Sonic 3 edges Mufasa. Good game. They edged him right at the Sonic. That's all stupid. And boy, the Knicks are going for 8 in a row tonight.
Look at that.
They are rolling, baby.
It's your team. It's your team.
I got some Knicks gear. We got some Knicks. We all I got these great pillows. I got my sister's family this Yankee pillow. Really nice. They had them at TJ Maxx. It's fun. Nice. I'm big into like that kind of stuff. Anyway, good show to wrap up the year. We really brought it all home. And I'm
That's
glad
right.
you were able to stop by. You always are there. Steve's like he's just always there. He just always shows up when it counts, when it matters. You can always count on Steve. Look at this hair. You can always count on that
Looks
too.
good today.
Do you think?
It doesn't look as insane.
I like. Let me get Crazy Eddie on you, and put this hair as insane. Oh boy, we'll sum up thanking everybody, Tony for all the work, and we want to wish all of them, and Sally, we always want to give her a shout out.
Farmer Willie.
Sally, Farmer Willie, give all of the shows. This is our last show of the year. Next year it's going to be 2025. Is that what it is? Are we up to that?
In the year 2025.
Is that a song?
In the year 2525. That's a little further in the future.
I stopped counting several years ago, so I forgot where we're at. But yeah, that was and that was it. So Planet Fitness is running a great deal. $149, 1 year flat. Little bit of advice: if you're joining a gym, make sure that if you do a credit card, don't let them recur. Keep hitting that credit card.
Banging
it. Don't let them bang it out. Tell them if it's $149 for the year, it's $149. That's it. You don't want anything automatically renewing. That's where they get you.
Right.
And I haven't seen a lot of gym commercials. Usually this is the time, except for Planet a few. And they'll be the sponsor of the New Year's.
They'll be a big sponsor. You know what the thing is? Just like the demographic is much too young. Is too old. So you don't see a lot. Now you see on TV a lot of commercials for pharmaceuticals and life insurance.
Yes. There's no gym commercials.
A lot of depressing
It is
stuff.
very depressing.
Life alert.
I know, it's people full. It's a
hearing
mess.
aids.
The scooters that go up the stairs.
The little scooters that go up and down.
Yeah, where are the gym commercials with the bodies and the pumping? Remember the old Bally commercials? Come on now, Lucia Roberts, people in leotards kicking. Where is that? None of it. Now it's I have uncontrollable diarrhea.
Depends.
It depends.
Compression socks.
Right, uncontrollable. You may suffer these signs. It's terrible. It's just terrible. We need something better. Get out there.
Reverse mortgage.
You get Tom Selleck's got a great reverse mortgage.
Henry Winkler.
The old reverse mortgage. If you could tell me what a reverse mortgage is, let me tell you what it is. It's you selling your home to the lowest bidder because you're not getting your home back if you do one of those.
They take all the songs that when you were a kid you grew up, like the Partridge Family song and it's magic, and now there's songs for drugs and
Yes, and it's all in those. It definitely is.
It's like
Ozempic, Kamasemogu. Ozempic, kick. Right, but they still get royalties.
Well, actually, one of the guys who worked on that song is involved in the production of the commercial.
Very good.
Jingle.
So jingles are a big thing. Voiceovers.
Well, AI's taking over that.
Well, that's true too. Boy, it's really hard to make. It's hard to make your way, but we'll try next year. And so we want to wish everybody, wish the families, wish you, Stephen, a wonderful Happy New Year. Wish my fam Happy New Year, and I'll see them all. Anybody you want to shout out to, Stephen? Wish them all.
Wish you all the best.
See you. Steve's good. He knows how to put it all, wrap it in a bow.
That's what I do.
Enjoy. Have a happy, safe. Stay off the roads. Have a safe, Happy New Year.